Hi, my name's River. You're watching the iTeacher online video TOEFL preparation course. In today's lesson, we're going to talk about the listening section of the TOEFL test. And this is the first of 7 different lessons about the listening section. In this lesson, I'm going to tell you about the different kinds of listenings you will hear when you take your test, and also tell you about the different kinds of questions you will see in the exam. The listening section is the second part of your TOEFL test. It happens after the reading section. In the listening, you will need to listen to between 5 to 9 different short listening passages. Each listening passage is about 5 minutes long, and at the end of each one, you will have to answer between 5 or 6 questions. There are basically 3 different styles of listenings. In the first style of listening, you might listen to a university professor giving a course. The course could be about anything you might study at university. But remember, it's not important that you know anything about these subjects, because all of the information you need to answer the questions is in the listening. The second style of listening is between a student and their professor. The student might be talking to their professor about something they don't understand in the course, or maybe they're asking questions about a test, or any kind of question about the course. The third style is between 2 students. They might be talking about a course they are both taking, or they might be talking about something else at the university. Maybe about where they can get books, if they like the course, if they're having any kind of problems. Okay? So we have basically 3 different styles of listenings. When each listening begins, you will see a picture on your computer. The picture will show you who is talking. You might see a picture of a university professor at the university, or you might see a picture of a professor and a student talking in an office, or you might see 2 students somewhere having a conversation. This will help you to understand who's talking and where they are. Now, we have different kinds of listening questions. These are some of the questions you might have in your TOEFL test. The first kind of question is called a topic question. In topic questions, you are asked about the topic of the conversation. You might be asked, for instance, if it's a university professor giving a course, what the course is. Or if it's a university professor talking to one of their students, what is the conversation about? And also, if you listen to 2 students having a conversation, you might be asked about the reason for their conversation. Many questions also ask you about where the conversation is happening. Is it happening in an office? Is it happening in a classroom? Or maybe it's happening somewhere outside the university. You can also be asked about when the conversation happened. Did the conversation happen on the first day of the class? Maybe the conversation happened in the middle of a course before a test. Or perhaps the conversation happened before some kind of special event. So those are questions about the topic. We also have questions about facts. Fact questions ask you specific information that you heard in the listening. So you might be asked the name of a person, a place, a time. You might be asked for any information that you heard in the listening. I'll tell you more about that a little bit later. Another kind of question is an attitude question. If you remember from the reading section, we also had attitude questions. Attitude questions ask you about how the people feel who are talking. Are they happy? Are they angry? Are they confused? So those kinds of questions are called attitude questions. In the listening section, you will also have questions that are about charts. A chart is a kind of question where you need to put information into a chart, information that you learned in the listening. I will give you more specific information about chart questions in the other listening videos. Now, let me tell you about one of the most important things you must do in the listening section. You must take notes to help you answer the questions. When you go to the TOEFL test, you will be given 3 pieces of paper and a pencil. And these pieces of paper are for you to use anytime in the test to take notes. It's very important in the listening section that you take good notes, because remember, each listening is about 5 minutes long and there is a lot of information. If you don't take notes, you will forget important information that will help you answer the questions. If you need more paper, you can ask the test administrator to give you more paper, and they will always give you paper, so don't worry about using all the paper. Now, what should you be writing? When you take notes, you don't want to write complete sentences. If you start writing complete sentences, you will be busy writing and you will probably stop listening. If you stop listening, you might miss important information. So, when you take notes, you want to take short notes. You want to write down words for the most important pieces of information. We call these kinds of words keywords. Keywords are the most important parts of a sentence. If the university professor is talking about when something happened, you should write down the date. If you hear about where something happened or the name of a person, a scientist, an important person, you should write down these names. It's not important to write down a complete sentence. Just write down short keywords with the most important information. When the listening is finished, you can look at your notes. Look at all of the keywords you wrote down, and these will help you answer the questions. Students who take good notes do much better in the TOEFL listening. So, it's a good idea to practice taking notes. In the other listening lessons, I will give you more specific information about the kinds of notes you should take for each style of listening. Okay, that's the end of our first listening lesson. In the other videos about listening, we will talk about each kind of question in more detail. I will show you how to answer them the best way you can. Remember, students who prepare for their TOEFL test get higher scores. You can visit us at our website, www.iteacher.eu, to watch other free videos. You can also buy the complete online video course and make a private lesson appointment with me online. Thanks for watching iTeacher. See you next time. Bye.